everybody, and welcome to the second season. Oh my goodness, can you believe we're back for second season? And of course, we're going to kick it off with No Holds Barred Relationship Talks. Now, this season, we actually added another co-host, but we'll introduce you to him a little bit later. But right now, I'm going to bring in, you know who. He's back again. Yep, he came back again. He just keeps coming back, but we know him and love him. Mr. Keith KD King.
Well, hello X and hello everybody. It's wonderful to be back. Got a lot of controversy. We got a lot of everything. So let's do this.
You ready to do it?
I'm ready to do this.
So how was your hiatus time? What did you do while you was on hiatus?
I don't want to talk about that, but I've enjoyed myself.
Well, you don't want to talk about the last show we did. We talked about sex, but now he don't want to talk about what he did on hiatus.
I had sex.
See,
a lot of it.
You got to be careful what you ask, because you might get the answer to it. Now, as you may notice, we have an empty seat right here. And as I mentioned, we have added another co-host. And I asked you guys if you could guess who it was, and nobody guessed. But I did drop some hints a couple times when he was on my Facebook page stirring up trouble, getting death threats and all kinds of stuff like that. So, with no further ado, here is Mr. Come on in. Jeff Robinson.
Everybody. Hey. What's up? Hey, man. Hey, I'm glad to be here, man.
Yeah.
I was just shocked that Xavia asked me, because with some of the back and forth that we have on her page, I was like, there's no way she's going to want me involved in this. But, you know, I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad you asked me. I'm hoping I can add to the show.
Well, I am so glad to have you, and I love the controversy. You know, you're on there, you're causing trouble, and the fellas are trying to kill you for giving away all the player secrets. And, you know, I think it's just going to be a great thing. And isn't this a wonderful shot? You know, he was two guys. I'm loving it. Also, another addition that we're going to have to No Holds Barred, and I don't think either of the guys actually know this, but we're actually going to add Blog Talk Radio to this show. So we'll be able to communicate with you guys live. You'll be able to get in the chat room and send questions on the topics that we're dealing with for this show. And you'll actually be able to call in and all that stuff. So this is going to be a very interactive show. They're going to be able to talk to you and ask you questions.
Wow.
And you know, this is No Holds Barred. So we're not going to edit your question. Whatever you say, that's what everybody's going to hear. So, but anyway, today we are talking about some really hot topics. And we are going to let our new co-host kick it off. And I believe that he wanted to talk about why are women cheating more in relationships now. And me and Keith will chime in with our opinion once he kicks it off. So go ahead. It's controversial.
The one thing I wanted to know, and I'm noticing that this is like a rising trend, that more and more women are starting to step outside of their relationships because they're not satisfied or they're not fulfilled in some area. And historically, women have been known to be the ones that were on the straight and narrow, that wouldn't cheat as much as or as often as men would. But we're starting to see a trend where women are starting to do it even more. And I kind of wanted to go into the whys and hows of why it's happening. I don't think any of us can doubt that it's happening, but I just want to know why, so we can get a real focus on what that is. Because I know there's some guys watching, none of them want to believe that it's happening with their woman. Okay, but it's showing that it is, and we kind of want to go into why, and then if we can go into some of the things that guys can look for, to tell, you know, that something might be happening.
Well, we have to be really smart to look for that, because you know women are a lot better in cheating than we are.
That's true. That's true.
Have either of you guys been cheated on?
To my knowledge, no. And
I'd
like to say, I've never been cheated on to my knowledge, and I like to keep it that way.
I've never been cheated on either, so I don't have any idea about, and I don't cheat. Well, I guess I did once, maybe
You've
twice.
Never cheated on a guy before?
When I was a kid.
Oh, okay. But in your adult relationship?
My adult relationships, no.
Okay.
No, I'm just really not a cheater. I'm very loyal.
What about girlfriends? You have girlfriends that have done it, or?
Oh, yeah, I got a girlfriend that cheated before. I got a girlfriend that cheated.
So, what did she? I know you asked because I know you. When you asked her why she was doing it, what did she tell you?
Her sex life had gotten boring. She was dissatisfied. Her guy was not building her up anymore, giving her the compliments and paying her the attention. He really had become a jerk. I mean, I know both of them as a couple. And yeah, he really had become kind of a jerk. And so she, well, of course I don't want to tell too much of the story because a lot of my people watch the show.
Oh, we don't know her. We don't know her. So
yeah, but they might know who I'm talking about. Okay. Because she got caught afterwards. Yeah.
So she wasn't that good after all.
Well, you have a few that
okay. She dropped the ball. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to give away too much. But yeah, mostly because, the attention and the satisfaction is not there at home. And that leaves it open for another guy to come in and say, you are beautiful, you are this. And just kind of make you feel good,
That's what we do.
But why not just leave? Because with guys are always going to keep the wife at home. We are more of a cake and eat it too kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But women usually say, hey, if I'm not fulfilled and I feel I'm getting close to cheating, let's just end it. In the past, women would do it that way. Are women starting to be more of a cake and eat it too kind of thing too?
Okay, well that brings me to one of the points I want to make on your topic, and that is somebody told me, actually they posted it on one of my statuses, that women are the new men.
The who? The new who?
Women are the new
now, men. That's scary.
I thought that's what I heard you say.
That's scary.
And you know what? Being honest, it's showing that it is true, man. They want to do what we've been doing for years.
And you know what? That's the bad part.
Yeah, that's scary though.
Look at the bad habits. They're emulating the bad habits you guys have, not the good stuff.
Where did we have good stuff? I mean, when we cheated.
I'm saying there's good stuff to men, but women are emulating more of the negative stuff, the cheating, all that kind of stuff, the cheating and stuff.
Is it real? Is it because they feel that for so long they've been cheated on, so is this like a retribution kind of thing? Or is it that women are really secretly, in their deepest deep, wired the same way men are sexually? Because I've always believed they weren't.
Well,
okay, as far as women being wired sexually, I can talk about that part. I can't really talk about cheating because that's not my thing. But I believe that women, I think there's definitely a variation among us as far as how we're wired sexually. Mm-hmm. Because there are some women that play the sex as a reward, or they use it as a weapon type thing. And then there are some women that really don't actually really like sex. They don't enjoy it. I don't know if it's sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's physical things. It's painful or whatever. Okay. But then there are women, of course, who really love sex. And you could become almost addicted to it.
Really?
It's your body stuff. It's like the more you get, the more you want.
Oh, okay.
I've never met.
Well, I guess if
you haven't met one of them, you just don't know about it.
If you're in a monogamous relationship and your man can keep up with that kind of drive, then I guess it's all good. But if she's got this guy at home, he's a great guy, provider, and everything, but he's just not fitting the bill sexually. Usually women would approach it a different way than to have an outside brother and then come home. How can a woman go out, sleep with a guy, and then come home? What if her man wants it that night too?
Well, depending on what kind of woman she is.
Hold on.
You know that has to happen, man.
Hold on. Now, I got to say something about that because I've done it. So
you've done what?
Exactly what you just said. Okay. How can a woman go out and have sex
with one guy
and then come home and be with
her
main husband or her
main guy? Right.
I've done it. I've been out, not with no man. Okay.
Oh no! I know we can do it. We here. But what I want to know, what's new to me, is how can a woman do it? Because we've always been taught to believe that women weren't wired that way. So how can a woman go out with her outside guy, have sex with him, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, she comes home and hubby wants it?
Okay, well,
How does she do that?
Let me, somebody on my page, they posted about a baseline woman. Remember when I had that conversation about the chick that slept with her coworker?
Okay.
I think you commented on that as
Okay.
well. And so one of the people on my page said that that's a baseline woman. Then he explained what a baseline woman is. And so this is kind of the same type of topic. So I'm going to start with the first point he said. A baseline woman is one who doesn't really know herself as a woman, because, you know, women are forced into the male role now a lot because men are absent from the home. So you have a single parent family.
Okay.
The woman is assuming the man's role.
I can understand that.
So that is who she becomes. That's why they say women are the new men. That's who she becomes. She assumes this male role. So she don't know herself as a woman. She knows herself as an individual functioning on need.
Oh, okay, but
Wait,
that's
Okay.
But that's because they have to take care of their children. They have to take care of the house.
Right.
We're talking about a whole different thing.
No, you're not.
Sexual.
No, you're not.
You know what I'm saying?
What you're talking about is a person that is forced into a survival type mode, and it spans everything. They don't have a man there to help care for the house. Neither do they have a man there to satisfy their needs at night.
But it's,
They're alone.
but
So-
you guys know how to satisfy yourself better than we do
baby,
sometimes.
there is nothing that compares to a live person.
But we were talking about the married woman that has a man at home, that's just
Okay.
not fulfilling her sexually. How does she go out, sleep with one guy, and then come home and sleep with her husband? Because you know it's going to happen sometime. How does a woman do that? I know how we can.
I think a lot of it is because it really doesn't happen. Because a woman can always say, you know what, I don't feel good, I got a headache, blah, 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 blah. Now us only being different about that, coming in and saying, you know what, let's do this. We're going to do that because we ain't turning down no sex.
Yeah, we're wired differently. But
Exactly.
how long can a woman do that though? How long can
Wait,
you
I
keep
want to
putting
go
your
back to
husband off?
your other statement, because you said you're talking about a married woman, but as you look at the makeup of the families now, as you know, you look at that woman, most women, a lot of women come into a marriage and they bring in a family. You know, we got a lot of blended families.
Blended families, okay.
So they have already been that single parent woman. They've already been that woman. And so a woman that does, because we went a little bit deeper than what I was talking about initially. So when you bring in that woman that is not in touch with herself as a woman, but is accustomed to being that person in kind of survival mode, and you put her in a marriage. You put her in a marriage. That's why, you know, I'm doing this matchmaking thing, and one of the questions that I ask is, how long have you been single?
Right.
You know, I want to get the background on what your experience is, so as you move forward. So you put this woman in a marriage, and if that man is then not meeting those needs that she has, then she goes back to her survival mode. Because not every woman cheats. You get a woman that was, you know, kind of raised in a two-parent home and kind of groomed to be in a relationship the whole time.
All right.
You know, groomed to be in a relationship the whole time and stuff. Then she's gonna, that's what she, that, you know, I've been in relationships forever. I really don't cheat. You know, it's just, I believe that you can put spice into your relationship. But, you know, I've also been that single parent woman as well, you know, after my husband died and stuff. And so you go into survival mode and you know how to do this kind of stuff. But if that's all you've ever known, because there's a lot of people that have not been in relationships that much. They have been single most of their lives.
So you're saying it's a survival mode, but what, I can't speak for Keith, but what I'm trying to figure out and what I'm having a little trouble with is, how is that survival mode trickling down into a sexuality kind of
Because you need
situation?
some. As Iris, the co-host for Alternative Fitness, says, they get skin hunger. You need
Okay.
to be touched.
Right.
You know, she said we need to be touched and aroused at least once a day, even if it's just a kiss on the forehead. So, you know, if you're not being touched and aroused at least once a day, you know your body starts to say, I haven't been touched and aroused today.
I mean, nobody start to say, because we probably had that all the time.
Yeah. but two women? I mean, like two men?
Well, you know what? Again, it depends on the kind of woman you got. That's why I was talking about this baseline woman. It depends on the kind of woman that you got.
He's talking about his wife, though.
And
A wife.
it depends. That's still a woman. It depends on the wife that you have. And you know,
so she's not really taking the vow seriously.
If the penis size is comparable, then you don't figure he gonna really know.
Wow. For real? I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch that. But
wow,
it takes me back to the movie Unfaithful. I don't know if everybody's seen that. If you haven't, please get that movie, Unfaithful. Diane Lane, Richard Gere. She cheated.
I think I saw that.
She stepped out. He was a good husband, had his own business, great provider. She just seemed as if she was bored more than anything else. Okay? And she met this real hot, like, European dude or whatever, and got swept off her feet by this guy. You saw it, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy was really giving it to her. Okay? And when it came time for Richard Gere to want to be with his wife, she played him off. She played him off. But as she kept doing that, it aroused his suspicion. Mm-hmm. So, and which is something a woman doesn't want to do, because unlike what you all think, we're not dumb either. We can tell when a woman has cut the faucet off, as opposed to like letting it trickle a little bit. She cut the faucet off. So how does a woman juggle that long term? You're not saying that's what you do, but we know you have.
See, this is why we're going to have a blog talk radio in here, so we can have some women who have cheated, and you can remain anonymous, and you can tell us, well, how do you do that long term?
You know what, Jeff? Just to elaborate on what you were saying about the part about when she went out and this guy here, this European guy.
Yeah.
If you got a brother now. Richard Gere.
Yeah.
He ain't at the house doing his job, bro. Now, it's just like us. If our woman is not doing what we expect them to do or not doing what we want them to do, we always go out and find somebody that's going to do what we need them to do.
Yeah, I can see that with men. Okay.
Now, with a woman, when a woman gets bored, it don't take long for a woman to get bored, my brother.
Is that true? Now, I know that's true for men.
But if she's not feeling you, now when a woman starts feeling you, she's going to feel you all the way up until either you do something that's different from what you were doing, mm-hmm. compared to what you stopped doing. Mm-hmm. So if she's feeling you and she's feeling you all the way, she's right there. She ain't going nowhere. She's
right.
Everything you can sit down and talk. Communication is right. Intelligence is there.
Right.
Everything is what you're going out. You having fun. Yeah. All that's there because that's
the
what
flow is there.
Like.
The flow is
they
there.
love that. They love being out with their man and being shown that he loves me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now when that's not happening, because to go back to the original question to me and to us, have we ever been cheated on? And you said no. As far as you know, you haven't. But I have. Okay. So I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. I know why it happened.
Mm-hmm. Why did it happen?
When we, as men, I can only speak for myself. When things are not going the way we want them to go, because we always want our way. No matter what, we want our way. We got to have what we want. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I wasn't getting what I wanted, I stepped out. Okay. Now, thinking that I'm still coming home and I'm doing all the manly things that I'm supposed to do, and that includes house, I don't mind doing that, and dealing with my woman sexually. Okay. But when she starts seeing, like you said, cutting it off,
cutting the faucet off,
she starts seeing certain things, especially if you got a woman that likes to snoop.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That's snoop. Exactly. Snoop into your things, and then once they start snooping, that's all a woman needs. One phone call. One thing that changes the dynamic of your household. That's all it takes.
Several text messages.
Text messages, whatever. We know. Okay, that's enough. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't go out right away like we do. Because it don't take nothing but...
because we're sexual creatures.
Exactly. But a woman, if they are trying to make it work, but at the same time they're not showing that man that they're trying to make it work, and then all it takes is a smooth brother.
So it's gradual.
Yes.
It's gradual.
Gradually. Okay. And all it takes is a smooth brother come up to her, Now, he might not even be saying what she want to hear.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that she's getting that attention. Because the guy at home, or per se myself, wasn't giving her that attention no more. I'm giving it to her bit by bit. 1 week here, 2 weeks here, whatever. But I'm still in the house.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm still there, but I'm not giving up what I used to give.
Without giving up too much information, how did it play out?
We're not together.
Okay.
We're not together. So
you called her.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
so was it the penis size thing? It wasn't.
Now, I'm not going to give out mine because I do my job, but it had nothing to do with that. It was all about the fact that she needed
emotional attention. Yeah.
I wasn't giving her the attention anymore, so she had to go find it from somewhere else, and that's all a woman wants is attention. Show her attention.
That's the kind of woman I'm used to. I'm used to that prototype. The woman that is cheating because she's not getting the emotional attention. I can't wrap my mind around a woman that's cheating because she's not getting it in sexually. Okay, that sounds more like us.
Listen, before he stopped me in mid-sentence, I was going to say the second part of it is the woman who doesn't really know herself as a woman, and therefore she doesn't know how to have a relationship with a man. You have some women that are in relationships that necessarily shouldn't be in those relationships. Because men get married for many reasons. Sometimes y'all just marry because, y'all think she cute and, you can work with her and make her be whatever it is you want her to be or whatever, and that doesn't always work.
Okay.
And so then she may feel that disconnect.
So she's not in touch with her womanhood.
She's not in touch with her womanhood. She has, lived her life a certain way, and now she's in this relationship, but she's still not necessarily in touch with who she is as a woman. If I don't really know how to be in a relationship, and then I'm not getting what I need from you, I'm gonna go and get it.
But if you're not in touch with your womanhood, Xavia, how do you know what you need?
Exactly.
How do you know?
How do you know you're getting that?
That's actually in this thing that he said too. But what I'm saying is, we all know when we're horny, and we all know when we lacking attention. So we all know that stuff.
But just because you go out does not mean you're going to get what you went out to get, and that's usually what happens. You don't get what you are looking for in the first place.
I was gonna say
don't.
You get just like you get a shot in the arm.
Exactly.
That's what you get.
Because cheating doesn't always mean that you are satisfied with what happens.
Because now you're there and you're like, wow, for real?
Yeah.
I mean, I could have stayed home for this.
Yeah.
And most women that now I've come across a lot of women, and I've been there, done that.
A lot of women?
Oh yeah.
How many is that?
We want
most men.
Exactly. Come on, man. It don't have to be.
If he got,
it don't have to be in a relationship.
How are you gonna know what you want and need as a man?
Thank you.
If you've only been with 2 women.
Exactly. How you?
Men are encouraged to play the field. Get out here, date different women.
Exactly.
So women are acquiring the same taste. How do we know what we want if we don't date or do?
But pretty much, you guys, when y'all start dating, you looking to marry. See, we not looking to marry right away.
All women, the women that are the new man, they are not necessarily looking to marry. They will tell you in a heartbeat. I did a radio show just the other day, and this chick told me, she said, well, I didn't actually hear. They had to pass on the thing because I wasn't in the chat room. But she said, I am confident in myself, and if I choose to be number 2 or do this, that, the other, and sleep with who I want to sleep with, that's my decision. See, so it's a decision that they feel that they can make.
I don't know.
They're getting bold. I'm serious, man. I've had them come up to me and just say what they want, and that's it.
Yeah, I've had them do that to me too.
Walk away.
But the whole point of the matter is that when a woman is doing that, she really kind of plays herself in the long run. When you have all of these different sex partners and stuff that you're dealing with, and you've got this whole train of men that you've looked over, you say, well, I'm trying to pick and see what I want in a man. I always felt, and maybe you can correct me in saying this, that what the average woman wants is pretty simple. See, when we are sampling, we sampling sexually to sow our wild oats and to get that out of our system, so when we get ready to settle down with that one woman, we have a better chance of being with that one woman. But with women, if you got a man that helps you around the house, that gives you attention, pleases you in the bed, and likes children, I mean, come on.
Everything that she should want.
You know,
right?
come on now. It's a sad commentary when we got women out here that's sampling 8, 9, 10 different men trying to figure out, and then you got the men doing it too? Come on, that's a recipe for disaster.
So another thing that's on that list that he said is a baseline woman is easily deceived by society's influence of who she should be. So society says that women should be this strong, independent, don't need a man type woman. So yeah, if you don't need one man, then why not sample all of them? You know, you look good, he look good. Hey.
Now, are we dating or sampling, or are we sex sampling?
They doing all the sampling, the same kind of sampling y'all doing.